So you may be wondering, why does he have a microphone? I've come to that decision. I want to make a podcast to encourage other people. In this podcast, I'm going to be discussing a lot of things. It might be creative, it might be business, it might be faith. So yeah, I just wanted to make a long format recording so that people may hear. And this podcast is going to be available on Spotify, iTunes, and all the other places. Bear with me, I'm just learning the process. Yes, you will have a visual like this so that you can watch for those who want to be watching sitting at home. But I also want it to be available for those, especially if you're working, if you're driving, you want something to listen to. As a creative person, in the pandemic, what I was doing was that I was listening to different creative people and I was listening to their process on how they do things, and I was just inspired, like, you know what, let me do something that it can inspire other people. There's a lot of creative people in the East Midlands, but they don't have a voice. And this podcast is going to be something that can empower you to go out there and do something. Because I know in other cities you have a lot of creative people who are doing podcasts and all that stuff, but here in the Midlands, it looks like there's a few people who are doing something. So I want this to be an inspiration. Maybe you want to start a podcast too. I hope this inspires you to start something. I've gotten to a stage in my life where I've stopped talking about the things that I'm going to do, and I'm just going to let my work speak. And that's the title of the podcast, Let the Work Speak. I'm just going to let my work speak for you. And that's the idea. To inspire people by the work that you are seeing, the visuals that you are seeing. So bear with me, like what I said, and I keep on saying, so this is something new. This is a new territory. Everyone has a gift. Everyone has a talent that is in them. And some people will live their entire years here on earth and they'll never do anything. And I don't want myself to be that person where when I'm 60, by the grace of God, I'll be saying, oh, I should have done that. Oh, I should have done this. I don't want to be that person. I want to be that person where when I'm 60, I'm going to be like, yo, I'm amazed. I did this. I did that by the grace of God. So this is the type of podcast to inspire you, because you should look at your life like in 10 years time, I want to be somewhere else. 10 years ago, if you were to ask me what I wanted to do, I was so blank. I didn't know what I wanted to do. And I had one of my brothers, TJ. I just had to mention his name. He's a big inspiration. He saw the creativity that was in me and he kept on pushing me like, you need to do something, bro. You need to, if I give you money, will you start a business? Will you open up a photography place? And I was thinking, bro, I don't want to do this. I didn't tell him that I don't want to do this, but I just didn't know. I didn't have a direction. I had no vision. And the same thing, when you have no direction, you don't know what you want to do with your life, so you just settle for the less. So this is a podcast. Maybe you are feeling like that. Maybe you don't know what you want to do in life. The more you listen to this podcast and you listen to the interviews, you'll be inspired. You know what? Maybe you're an artist, you paint. You're going to inspire to get the brush and start painting. Maybe you take pictures. You're going to pick up your phone and start taking pictures. It's never too late. Now is the time to start. 10 years from now, you should look at your life and say, wow, I achieved something. I've done something. And this is the time where you just pick up and just do it and let your work speak. Even when people doubt you, you're just going to do something and let your work speak. They'll believe you. I remember when I used to do music, there was a season in my life where I used to do music and I used to get doubted a lot. I couldn't make instrumentals and people would doubt me. I couldn't rap properly. People would doubt me. My bars were not cool, man. They were just basic and people would doubt me. But thank God for the inspiration, because I was like, I'm going to do it. I don't care. I'm going to prove that I can do it. And surely I started building up a fan base because I decided to say, you know what? I can do it. Nothing will stop me. The same way with these YouTube videos. I know I got into a stage in my life where I decided, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore, because I was discouraged, because I started doing YouTube with the wrong mindset. I was looking at the views, like I want many views, but I was getting nothing. But it got to a point where I just said to myself, I'm going to pick up the camera and I'm just going to take clips. It can be a clip of a mountain. It can be a clip of someone standing up. I'm just going to do it and post it and see what happens. And Lo and behold, in 2020, I posted a video, a camera test, and I was getting comments after comments after comments. I was like, wow, I need to continue doing this. I was inspired, and I just decided, you know what? I'm just going to post anything. I'm going to post the things that I'm good at. Someone out there will be inspired. And I've read a lot of comments where people are inspired to do something. So this podcast is for you. It might inspire you to go out there and do something. Don't be discouraged by the haters. Don't be discouraged by those people who are telling you can't do it. Don't be discouraged. It might be football, it might be basketball. Don't just be discouraged by people. You just go out there and do it. God will give you grace to do it. The same way I just decided, you know what, I'm going to pick up my camera and I'm just going to take a podcast. I'm going to pick up my microphone that I've had for almost 12 years and I'm going to record and do something. Because if you don't do it, you'll never do it. So God bless you. Stay inspired, and I'll be posting. I'll try to post my podcast frequently. In the future, I'll set a date where I'll drop the podcast. For now, this is just the beginning. So I'm still learning. And yeah, enjoy.